On 4th of December 2023, the administration of BLI organized an intensive workshop about agroforestry and food system, which lasted up to 6th December 2023.
How did you find this workshop and what was your experience during this workshop?
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Sandra. The workshop was so productive, it was so beneficial and educative to me. In this workshop, I learned so many things like plant selection. If you're going to set up your agroforestry system, how can you select the plants you want to plant in this? And will they do what you really want? Will they bring up that thing you really want to see? And then another thing is annual, like how to plant those plants and when to plant them, like pioneer crops, and those are usually annual crops that lay the foundation for the system. Yeah, and then another thing was diversification. How can you diversify your system? Because the more the biodiversity, the more the microorganisms, that help the soil to gain its fertility.
My name is Richard, and the workshop that you have just had, it was so interesting that I didn't even know that I can get even much that I didn't even think about. Like agroforestry, I thought it was all about planting trees, doing what, but it's more. It is more even beyond integration, and in such a way that you can grow very many crops, intensify them, get a lot of yields than integration. Yeah.
You as a caretaker at Bethany Land Institute, do you see a future in this system?
According to what I have just learned and the science around this regenerative agroforestry, there is energy that, given that it recycles all the energies in the environment, I can see a future here, which is not in the other old system of conventional farming.
How did you find the workshop that we just held 3 days back?
The workshop was, first of all, let me begin on how I was thinking of the workshop, how it was the moment I heard that we are going to have the workshop. At first, in our past demos and systems, we are taking vegetables as a separate thing from the forestry and other systems. In that we had to import manures from the outside and we had to input more of the manure and liquid fertilizers as together as the pesticides. However, in the workshop, what we were told that we have to think of the future, and in the future what they were trying to mean that the soil, there are nitrogen fixing plants which help to fix nitrogen to the soil, whereby we don't need to buy the nitrogens, manganese, PK, urea and so many others. So where I found it that we are going to save more and also save more and in long term develop.
My name is Kamkama Angela. I'm so glad to have this moment. In the workshop we last had for 3 days, I have managed to learn that regenerative agroforestry is the best way to go, whereby everything in the environment or ecosystem is interdependent. Everything is depending on each other regardless of its way of behavior, whereby everything is depending on another, and it is the transformation practice for agriculture that helps in solving the problems of food security and conservation of the environment. Regenerative agroforestry helps in provision of food and raw materials for human beings, as well as feeding the soil, whereby the remains or the raw materials got from the different diversities is used to feed the soil and helps in the nutrient cycling of the soil, helps in carbon cycling, whereby the remains from the plants and animals are put back in the soil to bring back the lost fertilities in the soil.
What advice do you give to the people who are still using conventional farming?
The advice I would give to those people is that it's not too late. Let them copy, learn, because you can't copy what you haven't learned. Now, like I have learned, let them first learn, get educated, then they implement.
Africa faces a lot of challenges, being poverty, political instability, climate change, and food insecurity caused by poor farming methods used in Africa. At Bethany Land Institute, our theme for regenerative agroforestry is planting a future for Africa. Love Mother Earth, make everyone happy.